Summertime. We all live for summertime. And as middle school students, when we think of summertime, we think of bike rides, we think of hanging out with friends, going on adventures. But in England in 1941, summertime wasn't always so peaceful. At this point, German air raids were quite common. Air raid sirens could be blaring in the distance at any moment, telling you to run for cover. And that's where we meet our characters in the story, My Friend the Enemy, in the heart of an air raid. Peter is a 12-year-old boy and his friend Kim, and they like to go on adventures in the nearby forest. And shortly after an air raid in their town, they decide to go back out into the forest to explore. And they come upon a downed airline, and at first they find a dead pilot and spent ammunition. So they think, oh, like a great opportunity to collect some souvenirs. And then they actually hear a sound behind them. And I just want to read a short passage to give you a glimpse of the story. It was unmistakable, a quiet cough, as if someone was trying not to be heard. Kim grabbed my hand, pulling it down so I was no longer pointing. She put her finger on her lips, telling me to be quiet. Someone's there, she whispered. It's behind us, in the woods. Maybe the soldiers came after us. You know, Sergeant Wilkes, they're looking for the German. But I want to see who it is. I don't know why I said it. Perhaps it was to prove to myself that I could be just as brave as Kim. But whatever it was, something made me want to see. I picked up the pistol and started to crawl toward the trees. Kim grabbed my shirt. Don't. I put down my right heel and rolled onto the ball of my foot, feeling for anything that might snap and make a noise. And then I saw him, highlighted by the sliver of moonlight that cut through the leaves above. I saw a man sitting back against one of the fence posts. I stopped dead in my tracks and stared at him. Now, at this point in the story, what they're encountering is the other pilot, and what they soon discover is he's in need of help. He's actually very injured, and their first instinct is to run and alert the authorities. But that question of what to do in this situation is kind of at the heart of the story. And the title of the book is My Friend the Enemy, so you can probably guess what they decide to do. The reason I chose this book is, as middle school students, we're going to be talking about World War II, and although this is like a piece of fiction, it kind of gives you a glimpse into like what everyday life was for children living in England during this time who might encounter a situation like this. And you can even use it in modern day, like what would you do if you discovered that there was an illegal immigrant family living down the street and needed your help? Would you immediately turn them in, or would you decide to help them? So I think it touches on a lot of the themes that we will touch on in class throughout the year, like humanity, compassion, empathy. So I think it's a great piece of fiction that can also teach you a lot about reality. It's a lengthy read. It's about 400 pages, but because it's quite tense at times, it's a page turner. You kind of always want to do one more chapter. So I think you guys will really enjoy it. But yep, it's My Friend the Enemy by Dan Smith. And if you like this book, he actually has like 6 or 7 other like adventure style books. So he's like an adventure writer. So it's great for 12-year-olds, and the main character is 12 years old, so it's told through his point of view. So I think you guys will relate to the story.
All right.